Hi everyone, it's Adrienne Leah. This is going to be an informal comparison video for the Animal Wise Tarot decks. I have the latest edition, which is on the right side, and I have the older edition on this side. So I'm holding my phone stand. It'll be a little shaky for this video, so I'm sorry about that. I do have another edition, which I consider a second edition, mainly because the borders aren't as dark as the one on the right side. So I'm not sure if you could see, I'm just going to try to go closer. It makes a big difference for me when looking at the cards because the one on the left side really makes it pop. And this one came from one of the first metaphysical shops that I visited when I lived in New England. So I connected to it, and then I bought the Animal Wise deck. It looked like this one, and I didn't connect with this one. So when I asked for the sample copy, I realized that one of them has a lighter border. So I don't use this one. I gave it to my husband. So I'm going to use this one as a comparison because I switched the backs. So these are the backs for this deck, and the one on the right side, the dimensions are off for Kokopelli, so I decided to cover them. I'm glad I was able to salvage the deck because I had to do a couple of things. And then at the end, I had to laminate the backs because I ended up spray painting the backs and then the tackiness didn't go away. And I tried making the tackiness go away by doing different things to it, but I just decided to laminate it, which wasn't my original intention, but again, I was glad to be able to salvage the deck because I really do love it, and I wanted this one for a really long time. I feel like it's one of those things where it comes to you at the right time. So when I was getting to know myself, it's been a couple years since I wanted this deck, so I'm glad I have it. I really love it. I feel like it is more feminine and this is more neutral, so this connects. I connect to this one more, and I feel like with the wording at the bottom, it being more bold, it stands out more. So when I'm reading, it stands out more. And with this copy compared to the copy that isn't on the screen, this one has a thinner cardstock. I really like the other cardstock, but I like this one too. It's smooth and thin. It's not too thin. This was the right amount of thickness for the cardstock for me, for this specific deck. And plus, if you put this against the light, you're going to see through it. So I'm going to start flipping through the cards. I really wanted to see the differences in pictures. When I started looking through this deck, I noticed that some of my favorite cards were changed, and the Coyote is one of my favorite cards, but I do love both of them, as well as the Magician. And some of the wording is a little different, and obviously the borders are different. So I'll get started. See, the fox on the right side is really cute. But I do like the more distant one. And you could see that the wording is changing, not too much. This is really interesting. And this cardstock is matte. So it gives a different effect, and plus some of the pictures are different. And the pictures are, some of them are slightly different. Some of them are more backed up. Some of them look like they have different, like a different type of filter or something that changes the picture somehow. But I really love the deck, and I do love the Ted Andrew books and the decks, and I have his animal runes. I feel like with the connections that it has, and if you want to read the book, it really connects to the card meanings, the general card meanings. So you can use that in your reading. So I don't think you necessarily need to know everything about the animals. And this one is, it has more of a cardboardy feeling. It's thinner, so it's flexible. I do love the older pictures. It reminds me of when I was in school, grade school specifically, and they would have pictures similar to this. And the bats on here are really different on each of the decks, but I do like them in different ways. So I'm using my book light, so I'm hoping that it stays lit, because I do use it pretty frequently when I'm in bed, like now. The wolves are so pretty. And I feel like with this cardstock on the right side, it's good to take it out in nature. It seems durable, and it's something that you would be like, I want to say compact, because it feels smaller when you touch it. John really loves the pinkish purples and he loves dragons. Oh, sorry. This one's misplaced. It's really interesting how both of the decks have their own personality, and even the other edition that I have. I hope my hand isn't getting too shaky. We'll switch hands for a little bit. And you'll see when you go into the different suits, if you haven't seen this deck, that each suit of the minor arcana, they have different types of animals for each suit. So the ancients are wands. And for the shapeshifters being water, they're primarily insects. So I sorted, the order that I have these are the wand suit, then the sword suit, water, and then earth. You wanted to skip around? I think I was less shaky with this one, this hand. I also have the feathered omens, and I really like that deck too. I actually trimmed it, and some of the animals that are in this deck are in that deck too. And it really is a learning experience whenever you use or buy whatever Ted Andrews puts out. really like how the minor arcana is named. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the comparison, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.